names. Cremorne Orpheum, like the big Sellars. And then we stand there and we hold our drinks and we go, what do you do? A little bit about the film. We're sort of rolling it out. It's made by HBO from America. And we shot it exclusively in London. So for the real techno geeks in the audience, I want you to spot the scenes that presumably take place in Switzerland, but were in fact Buckinghamshire with the Alps put in later by computer. There is one scene in the film where I cross a very busy London street in 1966, and a friend of mine saw it here at the Sydney Film Festival. He said, "Oh wow, this must have been a really big budget film because you must have had to stop the traffic at 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning and bring in all the vintage cars." I said, no, it was just me in a studio with a green screen. And the acting required was an action, and I'd run across the street, and then they'd go, truck! And then I'd go up into a little rostrum and I'd be on the footpath. So when you see it in the film, I think it looks pretty damn good. So there's a lot of trickery. In some of the earlier scenes, when I'm playing Sellars as a much younger man, they haven't, done digital touch-ups or anything like that, but there was a lot of prosthetic makeup involved, and in some of those earlier scenes when he was much chubbier, I'm covered in silicone prosthetics and contact lenses and stick-on eyebrows. Deborah Kennedy's here tonight. She'll think, well, what's unusual about that? I think the only bit of me that was real in that scene, apart from the wig was on, was about 3 square inches of my forehead. So I'm acting from the forehead in the film. Brief journey. Yeah, we took it to Cannes. We went there last year in the middle of shooting it to give it a bit of a promotional kick. And much to our surprise and great delight, it got invited this year into competition. And since then it's played here at the Sydney Festival, and then the Brisbane and then the Melbourne film festivals. So it's rolling out in Australia for the first time, so you're technically one of the first sort of general public audiences to see it, and I'm pleased about that. And then it'll go off to the UK and whatever. I don't know really what to say about Sellars. It's all I know is in making it, I had the absolute ride of my life, working with an extraordinary group of actors. I think Sellars is best described by his close friend, Spike Milligan, who really was a lifelong friend. And he described him as a complex simpleton, which to me was a great reference point and probably pretty accurate coming out of the mind of Spike. Although, mind you, Spike is the sort of guy, somebody told me this story in London recently. He was walking down Bond Street or somewhere in central London with George Martin, the Beatles' music producer. They walked past a funeral parlour, and Spike walked in and laid down on the floor like this and went, "Shop." So, not much more I can say really. I hope you enjoy it. I can't stay, unfortunately. I'm going over to see Othello, which is rather sadly played. It's the only role he's got in the whole show. It's really strange. But I hope you have a very good evening. Thanks so much.